Today I'm in central London. You can see Tower Bridge behind me here. I'm actually standing on London Bridge. And the reason that I'm here isn't to talk about bridges, it's to talk about this place behind me, the Shard, which is the tallest building in the whole of Western Europe. It was opened in 2012, just before the London Olympics. And the reason why I'm coming to the Shard is to go to the restaurant on the 31st floor, where they have a special Peter Pan themed afternoon tea, which is meant to be absolutely incredible. So let's head inside and see what it's like. So here I am at my table in the Aqua Shard on the 31st floor of the Shard building. And the Shard is the tallest building in Western Europe. You can see some great views here. If you just pan round a little bit, got fantastic vista over the whole of London. It's a bit cloudy today, so can't see everything, but it's pretty impressive. So if you're looking to come somewhere with a great view, this is definitely the place. And it's a Peter Pan themed afternoon tea. So you can see we've got the clock here, which is famous from the J.M. Barrie novel. We've got a little map of Never Never Land, and it's a set afternoon tea. So the price is £70, which is not cheap, but you do get this amazing view. It is themed, and interestingly, so Peter Pan was written by J.M. Barrie back in 1901 to 1904. He wrote a number of different stories, and then it was adapted into a play, and obviously now it's a big panto theme. And in 1927, J.M. Barrie gifted all of the royalties for Peter Pan to the Great Ormond Street Hospital. So they still benefit from that now, even though he's been dead for more than 70 years. So normally that would lapse. The British government changed the rules, and they said that the Great Ormond Street Hospital will always get the royalties for any Peter Pan in the UK. So from today's lunch, it's £2 per person. So £2 for me and £2 for the cameraman. Anyway, let's have a look at the menu itself. So it's a set menu. You don't get a choice unless you've got allergies. So we're going to get the usual 3 tiers of food. So for sandwiches, we've got, and I'll talk about them when they come. Why not? We've got some scones, which is the highlight of afternoon tea. Then there's going to be some sweet treats. And always the little tip when you come for afternoon tea is that you can get free refills. I just asked the waiter, do you do free refills on the food? He said yes, so we will be doing that. So let's have a look at the food once it comes. My tea has now arrived. It comes in this very nice silver pewter teapot. I've gone for English breakfast. So good thing here is that you can have tea or coffee or hot chocolate, and you can mix drinks around. So you can see the cameraman has ordered a nice chocolate. So I'm gonna have this tea and wait for the food to arrive. Cheers. There's a list of the teas that are available to have with your Peter Pan afternoon tea. So you can have an adventure tea, which is a blend of black teas, Darling tea, which is obviously related to Wendy Darling, English breakfast, chamomile, Earl Grey, peppermint, fresh mint, rooibos, green tea. And if we turn this over, you can also see that there's a whole lot of different coffees. So you can have single, double espresso, mocha, macchiato, americano, latte, flat white, cappuccino, or hot chocolate. So it's a good choice, and you're allowed to have as many as you like. So make the most of it if you're coming here. So the savoury sections have just been served, and you can see that it's served on this fantastic clock with the skyline in the background. And we've got a really interesting selection of savouries here. Now, the chef has recommended eating them from the lightest flavour to the strongest flavour. So he's saying to eat the cucumber salad sandwich first, which egg mayonnaise and watercress on white bread. Then to have the Enchanted Forest tart, followed by the Neverland Lagoon, which is a confit of salmon. We've got the baked pig, which is a sausage roll with crisp pastry in the middle. And then the final thing is the Lost Boy sandwich, which is lightly spiced confit chicken with mustard mayo, sweet corn crumb on red pepper bread. So let's dive in and see what this food tastes like. I'm going to follow the chef's recommendation. So I will go for this sandwich first, which is basically egg mayonnaise. Quite weighty, quite a decent size, feels nice and soft. Have you ever had an egg mayonnaise sandwich? That's pretty much as good as it's going to get. Really fresh, actually. I quite like the little accompaniments they put in there. Bread's lovely and soft. Yeah, good start. Okay. He said to go for this one. next, which, let me just refresh my memory on what is in this little tart. So this is a sweet potato, cheddar, fig and pine nut tart. So quite unusual. I like the look of it. Nice presentation, decent size, because quite often come to afternoon tea, they're a bit small. There's one bite, more than one bite in this. Really delicate pastry. Fig works really well, actually. Lifts it, gives you that little crunch that you get in figs where you taste the seeds. That's really nice. Sweet potato, really light. I mean, it weighs light, but it tastes really fresh and light. I'm just going to fire through and have a nibble of everything rather than eating all of this. Okay, so this was the next that was suggested to be eaten. Let me just remind you what it was. So this is a Neverland Lagoon, which is a confit salmon, compressed iceberg lettuce and smoked caviar. You can see the smoked caviar, the black bits on the top. So it's in a little brioche bun. I mean, it's fantastic, really. It's just a tiny little sandwich with it's packed full of stuff. It's quite a delicate flavour. It's got a really rich salmon flavour. The caviar doesn't really taste very strong, which is good, so I don't really like it if it's too fishy. The bun's really soft and light. That's excellent. That's really tasty sandwich. We just put that down. Okay, let's go for this big bad boy. Now, sausage rolls are very popular in the UK. Greggs sausage rolls sell 1 million per day. They don't look like this. This looks like a very posh sausage roll. Let me just see. It's called baked pig, and it's sausage roll with crisp puff pastry. But you can see that the sausage meat is filled completely to the edge, and it's absolutely massive. I mean, if this was a real sausage roll, it'd be huge, but it looks really good. The pastry is very crumbly. Oh, it's really tasty, really succulent, really flavoursome. Pastry is very light, just melts in your mouth. That's delicious. That's really, really nice. Let me just put that to one side. I've just got one more to try here. It's the final one, which I'm told is the one to have last because it's the strongest, and it's called the Lost Boy Sandwich, and it's lightly spiced confit chicken bound with a mustard mayo, sweet corn crumb on red pepper bread. Now, red pepper bread's quite unusual in itself. This is quite heavy. It's a lot weightier than the first sandwich. Wow. This crumb on the outside gives you a little crispy crunch to the taste. The chicken really heavily flavoured. It tastes delicious. It's really nice. It's got a little after kick, sort of slightly spicy aftertaste. That is delicious. I have to say, as the savoury section, this is one of the best that I've had in terms of an afternoon tea. There's a lot of variety here, lots of different textures and flavours, and I think this is a really good mixture. And don't forget, you can get a refill on this if you want one. So I could eat all of this and ask for the same again. Not sure I'm going to, because there's a lot of food here. Anyway, I'm going to crack on and eat this. I'm going to let the cameraman have theirs, and I'll see you for the next course. So I mentioned that you can get free refills. We decided just to go for the sausage roll and the sweet potato tart because they were the two most delicious items, and I have to say that the savoury section here is really filling. So if I got a whole new section of food, I wouldn't be able to eat any of the scones or the cakes, and that's basically the highlight. So don't forget, if you come here, to make sure you ask for a refill on the food. So I've just ordered a hot chocolate. This is what it comes like, very nice. And we've also got these really fun plates which are Peter Pan themed. We've got Captain Hook on this one, and I think this is Wendy being carried off by some fairies. I'm not quite sure, maybe something to do with the story, but quite a nice bit of theming. And hot chocolate is a really nice touch because you can have too much tea. You can't just drink tea for 2 hours. The sweet treats have now arrived, and they come on this rather fantastic Peter Pan galleon. Awesome. Enjoy. So you can see we've got a variety of different things here. Now, in the treasure chest here, we've got the scones. So it's really quite a nice little way of doing it. And in terms of the scones, there are two different types here. Looks like we've got a standard scone and then a glazed scone. And we've got some cream here, and the jam is tucked away underneath one of the sails. We've also got another little treasure chest at the back, which has got some chocolate coins in it, which is quite a nice little touch, nice theming for Peter Pan. And then there's three different types of cake. We've got Captain Hook's Battenberg, which is this red one, here and here, which is basically a poppy seed sponge, apricot jam, smoked coconut icing. Got Tinkerbell's Hollow, which is this one. It's got a little picture of Tinkerbell on the top. See? And this one is dark chocolate mousse, white chocolate cream, winter truffle. And then the final one is the Neverland Pumpkin, which comes with this nice heart on there. And that's vanilla mousse, confit pumpkin, and squash jelly. So let's see what these fantastic cakes and scones taste like. Right, so let's dive into the scones. Now, these two scones are actually the same. I just asked the waiter. It just looks that one's bigger than the other. I assumed they were different, but they're just basically the same. Now, they're nicely warm, not too hot, just warm. Got two different types of jam. So got a morello and raspberry jam, so it's basically red fruit, so cherry and raspberry, and then a gooseberry and elderflower. It's quite unusual. I'll start off with the gooseberry and elderflower. Doesn't sound like it's going to be my sort of thing, but you never know. I might really like it. So I'll put the jam on first, just to see how the cream goes. You never know with the cream, whether it's always a good thing to put it on first or second. That's gone on fine. Okay, let's give it a try, see what it tastes like. It's very light flavour, quite pungent, quite nice actually. Gooseberry, historically, my mental link to it is that it's quite sour, but obviously there's a lot of jam, a lot of sugar in the jam, so it's very sweet. That's really tasty, like that. Quite different to all the other afternoon teas. Usually get strawberry, that's your standard. So we've got two different types here. Let me try this cherry and raspberry. Now this does sound like my sort of thing. I love cherries and I love raspberries, so it's going to be right up my street, I hope. Put a bit of the cream on. Cream's pretty good. It's sort of consistency is a bit more like butter, which is all right, but it works well. Tastes good. It's a nice temperature. Yeah, that's really delicious. That's really nice. That's one of the nicest jams that I've had. This is a really good scone. Holds up well. Right sort of consistency. Good weight. Works well with the jam and the cream. Brilliant. Yeah, this is a great afternoon tea scone. Happy with this. I'm going to finish the rest of this. I might give the cameraman a little bit of this jam. I'll see you again for the cakes. It's now time for the dessert. So these fantastic little cakes, which come on these little golden platters. You can see that I've got a new plate with Peter Pan himself on it here. I'm going to start off with Captain Hook's Battenberg. Looks quite fun, quite nicely themed. So this is poppy seed sponge, apricot jam, and smoked coconut icing. Looks quite fun. Let's see what it tastes like. Quite coconutty actually. Doesn't look like it would be. I'm not usually a big fan of Battenberg because it has almonds in it, sort of marzipan coating. This one's more coconut coating. Quite tasty, very light, fresh. You can taste all the different flavours that I just mentioned in there. Quite a nice little cake that actually, quite like that. Which one of these shall I go for next? I'll finish off with the chocolate. I'll go for this one, which is Tinkerbell's Hollow. Oh no, it's not, because that's got a picture of Tinkerbell on it. This is the Neverland Pumpkin. So vanilla mousse, confit pumpkin, and squash jelly. Quite big, quite sizable, quite weighty, got a good amount of jelly on it. Quite indulgent. Yeah, it tastes really nice. The pastry's light, got a good crisp sort of texture to it. Good amount of jam in there, a whole lot of jelly on the top. Quite strong sweet flavour. Let's have that little chocolate on top. Yeah, that's a really nice cake. Really like that. Bit more substantial than the Battenberg. So this is Tinkerbell's Hollow, which is dark chocolate mousse, white chocolate cream, and winter truffle. So it's on some sort of biscuit base. You see the white chocolate cream inside. It's a lot softer than I thought it was going to be. Thought it was going to be hard, really soft. It's basically a mousse on a very thin biscuit. Oh, it's got a really lovely flavour to it. It's got a dark chocolate ganache, but doesn't taste heavy, so it's very light. Cream works really well with it. Let's have a little bit of Tinkerbell. Just a bit of white chocolate on the top. They're three really nice cakes. They complement each other quite well. That's quite fruity. That's very light and coconutty, and then you've got the rich chocolatey flavour to finish off with. So I think that's a really good selection of desserts. Quite big, but not too much. I think it's probably just about right to finish off this afternoon tea. So I'm going to crack on and eat these. See you at the end for the wrap-up. Oh, by the way, just ordered a refreshment on the scones, and interestingly, got some raisin scones this time. Didn't get any raisin scones on the first batch, but they managed to find them in the kitchen. Got some more jam and cream as well. So all good. Here's another little tip if you're coming to the Shard, or in fact going anywhere. If you tell them that it's your birthday, then you will get a special happy birthday and a free little extra cake. So even if it isn't your birthday, maybe it should be. So just ask for a refreshment of all of the cakes because I've eaten the first round, and here we go. There's all 6 cakes miraculously reappeared for a second round. So if you're coming here, I would definitely recommend doing that. Okay, so here I am at the end of the meal, having another cup of tea because it's unlimited, might as well make the most of it. And you can see that I've got some boxes on the table. This is basically all the take-homes because we ordered extra in every single course. So taking home basically a full afternoon tea as well. So that's quite good fun. When you get home, you can dish it out to all the people. So what was my thoughts on this afternoon tea? Well, I have to say that the food, the quality of the food was superb. The quantity was also amazing, particularly the savoury course at the beginning, because usually that's overlooked in an afternoon tea. You get 3 or 4 or 5 sandwiches, and they're usually quite nice, but nothing special. You know, you have the cucumber one, and then chicken and beef, and whatever it might be, ham. Here today, we had really interesting variety of different food. So we had a couple of sandwiches, but they weren't just standard sandwiches. We had quite interesting take on sandwiches. We had a tart, which was delicious, a sweet pepper tart, had a lovely little brioche bun with the salmon in it, and then we had this amazing huge slice of sausage roll, but it wasn't a sausage roll like I've seen before, really high quality, basically like a premium meal. So in itself, that would have been quite a sizable lunch. On top of that, then had the scones, which were really good. The jams were really tasty with the gooseberry jam and the combination cherry and raspberry, really delicious. The cream was good, scones are a good consistency. Had 2 of those, and then they gave us 4 more. So I'm taking 4 home. So that's definitely my tip for the top. And then the cakes, absolutely brilliant. They looked good. They tasted fantastic. It was a good combination of different flavours, different textures, different sort of weights. So overall, I think the food, very, very good. Excuse me. The drinks, unlimited drinks, and you can have tea, coffee, hot chocolate. So basically we had all of that. So in terms of value for money, pretty good. Now, what was the final bill? Well, here's the bill here. So this afternoon tea is £70 per person. Plus, there is a £2 donation to the Great Ormond Street Hospital because that's linked to Peter Pan, as they have the everlasting IP rights for Peter Pan. So it's £72 each. Plus, there was a 15% service charge, which for 2 people, me and the cameraman, came in at a grand total of £165.60. So around about £82.50 each. So not cheap. This is an expensive afternoon tea lunch. But when you look at the view, this is a fantastic location. We're on the 31st floor of the Shard, tallest building in Western Europe. Amazing views over London. And this goes all the way around this restaurant. So really, excuse me, really amazing in terms of the vista. It's a really great location, good situation. The food, brilliant for an afternoon tea. I think this is one of the best that I've done in London. So it's not cheap, but I think it's probably good value for money. For me, certainly is. You know it's going to be expensive when you come here. I like the theming with Peter Pan as well, gives it a little bit extra, something a bit different. If you're coming with younger people, it's a bit more fun. Even the menu had some Peter Pan theming on it. So overall, I think this is good value for money. It's expensive, but given the central London location and this view, I think it's worth it. What's my score out of 10 for the Peter Pan afternoon tea at the Shard? I'm going to give it a very solid 9 out of 10. I think this is one of the best in London. So I would definitely recommend it. If you're coming to London, you're looking for something a bit different, have a think about this. The galleon ship where they served all of the different things, really quite a nice touch with the dry ice that came out of the boat at the bottom. Really finished it off quite nicely. I think the kids would like that. So I'd definitely recommend coming here. So thank you very much for watching this video all the way through to the end. Please give me a thumbs up if you haven't done so already. Please subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and I'll see you again on the next meal.